This is a one-of-one CarPlay module, and this is a 2023 Y62 Patrol.
And this is what we've been quietly developing overseas with the manufacturer for the last 10 months, testing prototypes, redesigning hardware, and pushing to create something truly unique. And now it is finally ready.
So we made this module from scratch. We've developed it ground up because every other module let us down. I've tried them all. I've tried the Android modules, the Linux modules. I've tried every single CarPlay interface for this car, and we can't seem to get it right. There's always a Bluetooth issue or a connection problem or a reverse camera problem. There's always some sort of a problem. So what we did is about 6 months to a year in the making is we've gone overseas and not to China, and we've had a module made from scratch all the way up, and it will fix every single problem. There are a lot of people that just want to keep the original interior on this car standard. This is for you guys. So we're going to jump into the install. We'll show you a little bit of the install, a little bit of the circuit board that you have to do, and then we'll go through the module and I'll show you everything working as it should be. This is the first time we've installed this as well, so come along for the ride. So once we get the interior apart, this is the screen, and we basically need to take the brackets off, the backing off of the screen, and we're going to install a circuit board. We've done hundreds of these, and we've had a lot of DIY customers do them as well. So if you're a little bit worried about the install, it's not that hard. Just follow along. So from this section here, the circuit board will basically drop down to about there. The original cable will go here, and then the new cable will go out of this and then back into the original board. Same thing with the touch. We're going to have the original touch cable going in, and then our cable coming out from the board back into the original board. So it's kind of just like a T-harness, what we're doing. With this cable here, it is a little tricky, so make sure it goes all the way in. You shouldn't see any of the ribbons on it, whereas the bottom ones you kind of do see the ribbons. And then we'll just make sure the ribbons don't get in the way of the chassis. Put a screw in here, make sure you don't forget that. And then you've got 1, 2, 3 ribbon cables that all need to go back on. Then this cable can go back in. Now, of course, we do have to plug in our new cable that goes to the new board we just put in. So you can just remove that tape from the bottom of the screen, and then you can feed the cable through that. Should look something like this. And then don't forget to plug the fan in as well. Now, before we put the whole thing back together with all the screws, we can just take it like this, take it over to the car, make sure that video and touch are working. So all you need to do is plug in one plug, and our module now only has one plug as well. So that's just plugged in right here. This is our all brand new wiring that you'll get in your kit. And then that goes to the main plug. So 1, we've got video working, and 2, we've got touch working. That is all good. So now that we know video and touch are working, our ribbon cables are correct, we can unplug it and we can put this whole screen back together. Now, once the screen is done, we're coming back over to the car, and this is the beautiful part of the install. We're not tapping into too much of the original system. All we're taking is a plug and play connection from here. So that was the original screen power. We've now got a T-harness on it, so that plugs in. This will go back into the new screen. That is basically all your wiring done. This is kind of a bittersweet moment. We have been waiting for a long time, at least 6 months and closer to a year for the development of this module. And I've been working back and forth with the suppliers. Overseas where it's made, it's working fine. We obviously have to test it here, but it's just crazy. After all of these years working with Chinese companies and reselling modules and being the middleman to try and get things to work and fix Bluetooth problems and microphone issues and all of this stuff, it was finally time that we developed this thing ground up, and I'm just so excited for it. And I'm hoping everything works perfectly here with the Australian delivered car. We've got CAN bus testing tools and all sorts of stuff if we need, but you're going to see in real time with us this thing in, and it's gonna work, and it's gonna be amazing. Okay, we have run into our first problem. Screen is now in. The LVDS cable is quite short. So on the next run of modules, we can look at extending it, but maybe not. For today, we're gonna move the module. We didn't actually fix it down. So we're gonna bring the module up to here, mount the module there, and that gives us plenty of length for this LVDS cable, and the power harnesses, they've got plenty of length on them too. So we're gonna mount it here, and yeah, we'll continue on after that. Look at that, guys, like it's meant to be there right on top of the AC module, and we've got access to the dip switches, which I would say keep them handy. I'll let you know if we need to change any of those. And then here we have a little bit of excess wiring, which we're gonna bundle up and then just run with the factory wiring, maybe down in there. And that's it, we can test the CarPlay module. All right, we are 90% of the way back together. We just want to test it. This is the first time we're testing it. So we saw before, we've got video and touch, so we know this is all gonna work. We just need to get into the interface. I'm gonna try and do as much of this as I can without reading the instructions. So I'm just gonna press buttons and we'll see. Oh no, that's not it. I was gonna say first button. Maybe back. Navi. So we did run into a little bit of a problem. No matter what I did, I couldn't switch over to the interface. We checked the circuit board, dip switches. When we had the module developed, we do have a full instruction manual made as well, and the dip switches all say to just be off. So it wasn't working, and I got to the point where I was like, there's something else going on. So we've now got an engineer online on the computer with TeamViewer connected to the car and the module, reading live CAN data. You got to check this out. So they have managed to just do this without me even touching anything. That's the first time I'm seeing anything like that. And here they are on TeamViewer, basically talking, reading CAN and sending that to the module and then straight into the screen. That is crazy. It's not right, but this is where we're at now, and it looks like we're in the right direction. We are back with the development of our module for the Y62 Patrol. It has been at least 2 weeks. The engineers have been doing their thing with the CAN bus debugging and mapping a button for us. So we'll look at how that's going in a second. And if you look around me, our surroundings are a little bit different because over the last 2 weeks, we have been moving workshops. We are no longer at Kembla Street. We are now at 33 Industrial Drive, Braeside. This is where we are at again. Have a look, brand new interface, brand new UI on that as well. We are just working on mapping our exit and enter button, but very, very soon this will be up and running. We do have our engineers on TeamViewer again doing some CAN bus mapping right here. So shouldn't be very long before we have a working CarPlay system. So we've put our final version of the firmware onto the module, and now we're basically just going through and testing everything. So obviously we have the OEM side all working. Press and hold back, brings us into the interface. Amazing, press and hold back again, and we're out of the interface. So that's the most basic thing that we've got working now. We'll test the reverse camera. So pop it into reverse. We get the factory cameras, back into park or drive, and then we're straight back into Apple CarPlay. So I guess the next thing that we need to test is CarPlay itself. So we're gonna go to, depending on your phone, you'll either have CarPlay or Android Auto. We've also got AirPlay, AutoLink, and a front camera. So let's go to CarPlay and follow the prompts. Okay, so once we've found it, we're just gonna hit pair on the phone and then allow. I don't know why it's not focusing. And then from here, keep your phone handy because it may ask you if you want to use CarPlay. So we're already into CarPlay here, and my phone didn't prompt me. This is a common issue with iPhone. So just make sure once you've paired to it, it's car 1435, just make sure your CarPlay toggle is on, because if that is off, you won't automatically come back into CarPlay. And just like that, we are in Apple CarPlay. Let's go over, look at how smooth this is. It's a very nice, smooth interface, as if the car had it from factory. Very big reason on why we're using the interface that we're using and why we developed our own module, because I wanted to get rid of all the issues that we were having with other interfaces. Now, for sound, a lot of you guys remember issues with having to go to audio and then changing it to AUX or iPod. Let's have a look at how the sound system works now. So to begin with, we're going to go out of CarPlay. We're going to press the phone button on the steering wheel, and then we're going to follow the prompts on the screen to pair to the original Bluetooth. So that is the original Nissan Bluetooth. We're also going to pair, we did pair this to CarPlay. We're also pairing it to the OEM Bluetooth. Let's go pair, allow. Okay, we'll follow the prompts. Now on our phone, we're going to play some music and we're going to turn the volume up. We're going to go to audio. So a lot of you guys are used to using your sound system like this. Bluetooth audio, where you've got all of your sound coming through Bluetooth audio and you can change your tracks and all of that through the steering wheel. So this is sort of how your car normally works. Now let's go back. So we're in CarPlay now, but our audio is going through the factory Bluetooth system. This is exactly what we want. The other issue was phone calls and microphone issues. So let's go here and call the workshop. So we're calling the shop through CarPlay, and have a look at that. It is going through the factory Bluetooth system. It's not going through any other system, and that is exactly what we want. Hello?
Hello?
Hey Chris, it's Nath.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm just testing a Bluetooth system out. Does that sound alright?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Awesome, thank you.
Stand by.
Bye. Okay, so he wasn't expecting that call at all, but I did have to show you guys with someone that had no idea how it sounded. And then we're right back into this audio, okay? So let's go over to steering wheel controls. This is your normal change the track. So let's press it. Look at that. Our song just changed. I'll press it again right here. And our songs are just changing through. So we've basically designed an interface that gives you Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and uses all of the original stuff. Original microphone, original Bluetooth. Right now, this is a 2 of 2 interface. There's only 2 of these in existence. We're having 10 more made up, and we're gonna have the first drop is gonna be 10 modules. And I'll have more information about that a little bit later. What I need to do now is pressure test this system. So I'm gonna go through, turn the car off, let it go to sleep, do all sorts of testing and put this module under as much pressure as I can. Report back to the engineers, and then we'll put this thing back together. I'll give you a final look at it, and that'll be it. All right guys, here it is. Everything is put back together. Everything is finished. We've also put in a little charge port down the bottom. I'll get you a look at that. It's basically if you want to do wired CarPlay, wired Android Auto, or just charge your phone. The 2 USBs that come with the car are very slow charging. They're not very good at all. So that's why we've put in another one. Back up to the top of the screen though, let's just select OK on our screen. So from here, everything is obviously original. This is the original system, original screen. You've got the original mapping there, original cameras, the whole thing. Cameras will only work when we've got the car switched on. It's not on right now. Info, right, all the original stuff is there. To get into the interface, we're just gonna press and hold the back button, and we are right into the interface. Couple of things that I want to point out. One is the CarPlay app, the home screen app. We are working on changing that. So if you buy a module, it might look a little bit different just on this app here. It might say fitting bay or the Nissan logo, something like that. This is paired to my phone wirelessly. So if we swipe over, have a look at how smooth that is. If you see other aftermarket CarPlay systems for these cars, they're usually Android based. They're very complicated and they are laggy as well. Look at how fast that is. And this is wireless. I'm not plugged in here. So that was number one. I really wanted to make sure that was going to work. And number two was the phone calls, which I did show you earlier. When we make a phone call, it is just going through the factory Bluetooth system. No issues with lag, no issues with microphone. So using the factory microphone, that also works with Siri as well. So let's go, hey Siri, what's the weather like today?
Expect partly cloudy skies today. The low temperature will be 16 and the high will be 21 degrees.
So being Bluetooth audio, I did also have to turn the volume on my phone up. So just keep that in mind. When you're listening to music or you're listening to other things, you do have to do the volume on your phone. Keep it nice and high. So volume's up now. Still going through Bluetooth audio. We can go back and we can listen to music. Here we go, Hilary Duff. And let's play something like this. All through the Bluetooth audio system. So it's exactly what you want. Now if we go out, if we press this button here, this app, it's the exit app. So pressing that brings us back to our home screen. Now this home screen just has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, AirPlay and AutoLink. These are like your mirroring software, device information, front camera. So if you want to connect a caravan camera, that is why we've put that in there. And then your settings. And that is pretty much it. In the settings, there's a fair few things to go through, but it's very simple. Smartphone list, right? Wi-Fi settings, Bluetooth settings, system settings, right-hand drive, audio using original Bluetooth on what we want. And that's pretty much it, guys. It's very, very simple. And that is the system. I'm so happy it is finally here. It's been a long time coming, but we have made our own interface and it is for this car. So we're gonna have these ready to go on the website. And if you have any questions about them, go to the website and that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Other questions we might get is reverse camera. So factory reverse cameras are just working. If you heard that click there, we also did a ghost immobilizer in this car. Go back, straight back into Apple CarPlay. How good is that? I'm gonna work on this right now, getting this logo to our custom one. And if it fits in this video, amazing. But if not, that is pretty much it, guys.